So this is going to be episode 19, Hardheaded Productions, where it's just
Ellis.
and John here today, and Brandon couldn't make it. He had some stuff going on, and well, I couldn't do it Monday because I was working, and then so we pushed it back a little bit in this week, and then Brandon couldn't do it today. So just two of us, and today, Wednesday, the whatever today is, 14th, I think.
Yep, 14th.
Yeah, so we had that. First of all, we got that shooting in Alexandria, Virginia, of the congressman and multiple congresspeople, aides and Capitol Police, and some psycho fucking loser from Ohio.
Yeah.
Bernie Sanders supporter, like volunteer, something like that, and then he had anti-Trump stuff all over his Facebook and stuff like that, and they have signs of him like in protests and rallies about tax the rich and this and that, so. Clearly something set that guy off. Apparently he was living in D.C. or in that Alexandria area for maybe since March, and they were saying he might be living out of his car since then. Had this big home in Ohio, though, what it looked like.
Yeah, nice.
And his wife still lives there and stuff, but yeah, they basically said that he may be living there for a while. So they're going to track the guns down, see if they were his that he purchased. This guy's had some domestic violence and other stuff going back into the 90s even. So clearly not a sane individual.
He was planning something because he's hanging out in that area, because it was like 7 miles from D.C. or something like that.
Yeah, it's not that far. Actually, when I stayed back there in 2013 and even before that's not too far from the area I stayed in. I used to take the metro in, or whatever they call it. Yeah, I think it's D.C. Metro, on the Braddock Road train depot, and that's maybe half a mile, maybe 3/4 of a mile from this ball field where this happened at. Oh, wow. So it's an area that I'm actually kind of familiar with. It's a nice area. That Alexandria area, it's a lot of old brick stone buildings. It's, Alexandria, Virginia is one of the oldest, like, developed cities in the United States. So it's a really cool area and stuff like that. A lot of cool little bars and stuff. And the downtown Alexandria area is really nice and really different now. It's got a lot of nice restaurants and a lot of nice bars and and shops and antique things and stuff like that. So it's a nice little neighborhood. It's right on the water, too. It's right on the Potomac and stuff like that. And it's just situated. There's a lot of, I think something like 80-something% of the people that live in Alexandria work for the government in some way or another. So, yeah, it's right there. Basically, you have to pass to get in between D.C. and Alexandria. The only big thing in between them, well, two big things. One is the Pentagon, but that's a little off, a little distance away. But then the other big thing is Ronald Reagan Airport.
Oh, yeah.
The Ronald Reagan International Airport's right there. So it's very well situated close to D.C. But, yeah, this guy might have been living there for a while. Apparently the witnesses say that he walked up to the park area or something like that where they were practicing the softball. They were doing they always do a yearly softball game between the, Democrats and Republicans and things like that in Congress and stuff.
Like a charity game or something?
Yeah, it's a big charity game. And so they were doing practice today, and I guess this guy walked up and asked this person that was standing there and goes, "Are these the Democrats or Republicans?" And he said, "Oh, those are the Republicans." And he started shooting then.
Oh, wow.
So clearly targeting too early to say or whatever, but I'm going to say it. He was targeting Republicans because of a belief system. And instead of being able to communicate and talk things out and rationalize things, this sick, individual and stupid motherfucker, basically. I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to give him credit. I want to give people credit for doing shit like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just for whatever reason, man. But, yeah, fuck that guy, basically. I'm glad he's dead.
Yeah, their police did a good job of acting quickly and taking care
well,
of the
and here's the
situation.
thing: only because the congressional whip, which is basically the head guy in charge of the majority whip, he is given protective detail. The other congressmen actually don't have, rank and file like congressmen don't have a protective detail all the time. Because that guy was there, they actually had D.C. Metro Police with him as a protective detail, and that's who ended up basically shooting this guy. If it wasn't for them being on the scene, it might have been another 3 or 4 or 5 minutes before Alexandria Police could have got to the scene. So this could have been, it was basically a big tragedy averted because of those police officers being there. And good guys with guns stopping bad guys with guns. Wow, what a novel concept.
Because I can hear the 911 call, and you can hear people describing what's going on.
Yeah.
As it's happening.
Yeah, they were saying that, and then it's a softball field, so it's basically fenced in all the way around, and they have, you get in by the dugouts. So he was in this guy ended up being in one of the dugouts and shooting from cover because the dugouts are low in there.
Yeah.
So he basically had the exits covered. So, yeah, it's not a good thing there, man, but I don't know there's been a lot of hate because of Trump being elected. In the last year or so, year and a half, a lot of hate in politics, and there's not a lot of willing to get to work with somebody else to reach across that aisle, so to say, or whatever. I don't know. What is this? Do they need to come? Does the Congress, the Republicans and Democrats, need to come together and finally work on things and get along with each other, no matter who is in office, and work together to benefit the future of the country versus just being polar opposites on everything?
Yeah, it's like we have two systems of it's like almost having two presidents.
Yeah,
you have this side or that side, and this side doesn't like this side doesn't like that, and just nothing gets done.
Yeah, it's just stagnant, and all it does is infuriate, basically hate like this on both sides, because it's people get frustrated with nothing getting done.
Yeah,
and they're gonna, if they align their beliefs with one side or the other, they're gonna lash out against the other side. And that's not the way that this country was formed and founded. It was meant to be to get along and work well with each other. But that just doesn't seem to be happening with all the things going on with the Kathy Gifford thing, with holding the Trump head up, with Snoop Dogg basically fake assassinating Trump.
Yeah.
This thing, there was some play in New York that just happened where Trump was as Caesar, and the cast members came in and assassinated him.
Oh, wow.
So that just happened a couple days ago. So this whole thing has been going on. There's a lot of this hate stuff coming out. This guy now, there's a lot of stuff, and you go online, you go on Twitter, you go on Instagram, you go on Facebook, there's a lot of hate towards Republicans. There's a lot of hate towards Democrats too, but it seems like there's more right now towards the Republicans and towards Trump. When you have a celebrity holding up a bloody head of his, that, like I said, on the podcast a few weeks ago, what happens if somebody takes that and hey, I'm going to go do something about it now? And
they get to do this because of freedom of speech.
Yeah,
some countries you can't do that.
Oh yeah, you don't have the freedom of speech at all. You don't have the So I understand the freedom of speech, and I'm a huge constitutionalist, anyways. But why you still have to curtail your own speech?
Oh yeah, yeah.
If you realize what you're saying can be used by somebody else that's gonna, send them off, maybe, then maybe you shouldn't say it.
Who's not stable enough to realize fact from fiction.
And before the gun controversy comes in, and how this guy got guns, and this and that, and whether guns should be legal or not, and that's the mental aspect of this guy needs to be taken into consideration. And I feel that way with anybody that's going to go purchase guns. I'm a huge Second Amendment supporter, obviously, but we have to find there has to be a way of mentally, understanding the mental capacity of people before issuing them firearms. So, and that's not a discussion that I'm qualified enough to have. I know. We can bring it up, but I know I don't know the full details, and I'm not going to be the one that says who is or who isn't and what that process is. But clearly, this guy shouldn't have owned firearms. Yeah. If he had a record in the past, I feel like he shouldn't have owned firearms.
Exactly. It's a hard thing to see because it's something you don't physically see. Some people can hold down work and function in life in certain ways, but then their personal life, whatever, is a train wreck.
Yeah, this guy was 66 years old.
Yeah,
it basically took him that long to finally snap. So, who knows what it is for anybody else out there? It's just one of those things. So, I don't know. It's just one of those weird things. Anyway, enough of that. So both of our favorite sports ended this week.
Yep.
Hockey ended with the Pittsburgh Penguins winning back-to-back Stanley Cup champions over the Nashville Predators this year, and what was actually ended up being a great series. Really good games. That last game, even though it was low scoring, it was 0-0 going into basically the second half of the third, was one of the best, I think, games I've ever seen. It was so back and forth. Yeah, and it was a great game.
That was the best game of the playoffs, I think.
Yeah, for sure. It was I didn't really want Pittsburgh to win, basically because I wanted my Red Wings to have the still retain the back-to-back champions thing. But man, that's a good team.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I was wrong though in the Cavaliers and Golden State Warriors. I said they'd win in 6.
Oh yeah,
and they won in 5.
Yeah, they weren't gonna.
But the team I won, the guy who knows nothing about basketball, actually picked a winner. I actually picked the winner in the Stanley Cup too. Yep. So,
good job.
Let's go to Vegas.
But yeah, the Golden State wasn't going to take any chances like last year, where they kind of fell apart. They had a 3-1 lead last year, and lost chances to close out, and got to Game 7. And Game 7, anything goes.
Yep.
So they took care of business. And they had it at home in front of their fans, and it was actually the last 3 of the games were good. There was a couple blowouts in the series, but 3 of the games are pretty good. But this year's basketball playoffs weren't that entertaining. There was a lot of sweeps in this year's playoffs. Wasn't much of a competition.
Yeah.
A few games, a few series here and there, but maybe next year it'll get better as other teams are starting to get better again. Lakers will get better. Some other teams will get better. Maybe it'll be more of a better competition next time around.
So, do you think that our podcast colleague isn't here right now, and he's been posting a lot of stuff on his Facebook about he was very anti Kevin Durant and going to the Golden State Warriors and calling him, for sale and calling him whatever else, and then they had awarded him the playoff MVP. Do you think he deserved that?
Yeah, this is today's era. We're in the era of the so-called super teams. It's just like, for example, when baseball had the juice era. Mm-hmm. Everyone was doing it. So this is something a little different, but everyone's building teams in different ways. Instead of in baseball, like you have a farm system, everyone's building teams through free agency, and it's legal. So he went the legal route and didn't break any rules, and he didn't just sit on the bench and wave a towel and get a championship. He was the MVP.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So they won because of him.
Yeah.
It's not like not like it was at the end of his career and he's just hanging on and I'll go to this team and get a ring real quick.
No, he definitely contributed to that team. I mean, the points scored and assists and rebounds, and I mean, the guy was a leader, definitely, even though he was the new guy on the team. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I like the way they played from the little bit that I watched. I liked it seemed like he was hustling. So
it wasn't much different from what LeBron did going to Miami. And LeBron had a big old show about it for a half hour, and that was a big old thing. And they built that. Only original person on the team on Miami was Dwayne Wade.
But Brandon's complaint on that was Miami wasn't a playoff contender the previous year, so therefore LeBron went and built that team. So it's okay for him to do that. It's not okay for Kevin Durant to go do it because he went to a team that was basically guaranteed to be in the playoffs.
Well, Miami always had a decent team. They won when they had Shaq one year. I mean, Shaq was coming towards the end of his career, but they won with Shaq one year, and Dwayne Wade was the only really original player of that team. Then they went and got Bosh, and they went and got LeBron. So it's just the era. You got every team has a big 3,
yep,
and whatnot. I'm hoping my Lakers can build up, and and it's sports like basketball is done through free agency. Maybe you get a good draft pick, you get a free agent, and you build from there. I mean, there's not much. You won't see too many Kobe's anymore. 20 years with one team. It's a different era.
And coming straight out of high school and just being a superstar like that, like him and LeBron were,
Yeah.
Now that maybe the what's his name, Ball kid can be Lonzo Ball.
Yeah.
Maybe he can, but he still hasn't. He didn't win anything in college, so he's doing one and done. And apparently, he just agreed with his dad that is about his dad would be able to beat Michael Jordan or something like that. Came out. I saw something on the other day. Whatever, man.
A friend of mine I ran into yesterday, he played in the men's league with LeVar. Yeah, he said LeVar can play a little bit, but he's not going to beat Jordan.
No.
Yeah. He beat him in a talking contest because LeVar got a mouth on him.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Even Jordan today, who probably hasn't picked up a ball in a while,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you still think he shoots around the house or what?
Yeah, he probably
Gets together
does.
with a couple of buddies.
Go to the park or something, or he probably has a gym at home. And
you think Scottie Pippen comes over and him they go one-on-one or
barbecue and have a
shoot around?
Yeah, probably.
Play some horse?
Yeah. It's always there.
Him, Barkley, Pippen, and, I would say, what's his name, but he's over in Korea right now.
Rodman, yeah.
Rodman. When he's not down in Fullerton and hanging out at different bars in Fullerton. He's been spotted at Yard House in Brea. He's been spotted at the Slide Bar in Fullerton recently. So now he's in North Korea.
And he's playing one-on-one with the Supreme Leader
With
over
the
there.
Supreme, with the Supreme Pajama Boy.
But yeah, it's one of those things you always have it. Like if golf, you always have your golf swing. You can be 60, and still be. I can still shoot free throws. I mean, can't move like I used to, but I can still shoot the ball.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
It's something you always have. You've done it since you were a kid. I mean, it's always there. It's like riding a bike or driving.
Yep. So in other sporting news, and probably the biggest sporting news of the last year or so, we have 2 championships awarded this week. And the biggest sporting news is probably the August 26th fight between Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor. That is announced. That's going to be August 26th.
That's going to be interesting. That's going to be interesting to see.
As a boxing fan like you are, and you've watched boxing through the years, is Mayweather the greatest ever?
No, top 10, but not the greatest ever.
Not pound for pound, not nothing like that. Nope. Yeah, I'd put him in top 5 probably. I don't know if he's the greatest. Yeah. He never, to me, really fought a lot of really, really good competition guys. He fought Pacquiao, but that fight was 5 or 6 years too late.
Yeah, he fought everybody at the end. He fought Mosley at the end of his career.
He fought either people at the ends of their career or people that were just coming up and hadn't been polished yet.
Yeah, Deloy at the end of his career.
Yeah,
and then so on, and then
and I just don't. He was in this era. It was like this perfect, probably, I don't know, 10 years or something for him or whatever it was. Probably more than that, 12, 15 years where he was fighting where it was like, yeah, the De La Hoyas weren't there, the Mosleys weren't there, those guys fought each other. Yeah, a couple of times. But then to me it goes back to like the Hearns, Haglers, Sugar Ray Leonards, all those guys fought each other multiple times. Yeah. Roberto Duran's, you throw all these guys in there. Yep. There was such a good competition level between those guys, and they all fought each other multiple times. That's why those guys' records weren't perfect, because they weren't selecting their opponents. They weren't like, well, I'm just going to fight him once, and I'll fight him, when he's, a couple years away from retirement. And I said, yeah, I'll give him a fight now. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, when you're 26 and the other guy's, 38, 39, yeah, you're going to give him a fight? Yeah, I don't know about that.
The greatest is Muhammad Ali, and I think that's not going to change for a long time. Ali fought everybody when they were in their prime. He fought everybody. He fought guys when they were in their prime, and he was on the backside of his career. Yeah, and still would win.
Yeah, for sure. And Tyson's up there too, for
Tyson,
sure.
Yeah.
I mean, just the way he fought, and he would fight anybody too. Yep. It was there wasn't a lot of guys that were willing to fight him. The heavyweight division at that time was kind of like a Mayweather thing. He fought top guys, but a lot of them were also tail into their career. And so, yep. But I don't think they were selecting fights for Mike Tyson. I think just people didn't want to fight Mike Tyson. Yeah. So the heavyweights are always funny. It's the same thing in the UFC. One punch and you're done. Yeah. So it doesn't take much. Where 155 pound, 150 pound, these it's a lot more technique and skill and things like that. But the McGregor, Mayweather fight's going to be interesting for me, I think.
It's a sideshow. Plus, they're getting their guaranteed money, and it could be interesting. I mean, you got McGregor's in good shape all the time. He takes care of himself. I mean, it's I give him a chance.
Yeah, he's got. I mean, obviously got a couple puncher's chance. He's a southpaw, which Mayweather has been proven to have troubles with southpaw in the past. Now, when you say trouble, he's still 49-0, so it's not like he's in trouble. But southpaws have kind of opened him up a little bit more. Yep. Also, McGregor is a much bigger guy. Yes, they're going to weigh in at the same. They're going to have to weigh in at 154, I believe the fight is going to be at.
Catch weight, okay.
So, now I think that's the boxing light middleweight or something like that, 154, 155 or whatever that is.
147 is welterweight, 154 is, they used to call it junior middleweight or super welterweight, either
I think junior middleweight is what it was listed as on the thing that I saw today. So that's what they're fighting at, is at 154. Okay. So... McGregor is the 155-pound champ in the UFC right now. He's fought at 145, so we know he can make the weight. Yeah. Floyd hasn't fought in 23 months. Yeah. He's also 40 years old now.
He's gonna pressure Floyd.
Oh, he better. Yeah. And that's the thing. If you need to, Floyd's not going to go. Mayweather's not going to go after a fight because he's already the champ and he's going to protect that. He's going to want to protect that 50-0. Yep. So I think that's going to be in his mind. He's not going to come after McGregor at all. McGregor's going to have to go after him. But then Mayweather's a great counterpuncher, so that's the thing. But McGregor has longer arms, is a bigger torso, a bigger body. He's going to be coming into the fight a much bigger man. He's taller. I don't know. I think it's a tough fight. I think there's parts of it that are a tough fight. Now, yeah, it's boxing. When it just comes down to point boxing, Mayweather's going to tune him up all day long.
Yeah.
But McGregor has size and strength, and he's got a quick left hand, and he can catch him.
Yeah, Floyd better stay off the ropes because McGregor's stronger. He can lean on him, just lay on him, wear him down, go to the body.
We don't know how many rounds this fight's going to be yet.
They haven't said the rounds yet?
They haven't said. I haven't heard that yet at all. So, is it going to be a 12-rounder or something like that, or 10-rounder, or is it going to do, because it is the exhibition thing? Are they going to do it at 5 rounds or 6 rounds or something crazy like that, to where Mayweather can just be fresh through the whole time? He's not going to have a chance to get that tired because of his age. Who knows? I know this: if Floyd Mayweather was going to get into the octagon with Conor McGregor, this fight is over within a minute.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
He's going to leg kick him, body kick him, without those protective gloves that boxers have. He has a 5-ounce glove on now, and Conor McGregor, all he has to do is wrap him up. Conor McGregor doesn't have the best wrestling, but he has some, and he has some jiu-jitsu, and he's going to wrap him up and take him to the ground and choke him out or submit him somehow.
Someone tried that. I think it was James Toney fought Chuck Liddell.
Yeah.
And Liddell knocked him out like within 2 minutes or something like that.
Yep.
First round.
Yeah, there's some talks about Anderson Silva, and I forgot who the other guy is. Some other boxer that's maybe coming back for maybe on the undercard for that. So I might have some UFC other boxers on the undercard for that fight. So who knows how that fight's going to go down. But it's going to be on Showtime pay-per-view on August 26th, as of now, I should say. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a big payday for those guys.
It'll be interesting. I'll probably watch. It'll be interesting.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely watch. Like, how can you not? It's like a train wreck. You're gonna kind of watch. But yeah. So what else is going on, man?
I think in September they have the Triple G and Canelo fight coming up.
Yeah,
which is a fight I've been dying to see.
Yeah, it's been that, and that's a fight where those guys are actually kind of in their prime right now. Yeah. Well, Canelo's getting up there though.
Yeah,
but he's not that old. He's not. He's still kind of right there.
Yeah.
But that Triple G's also a guy that he's fought everybody in Europe, but he hasn't really fought anybody here yet. So how's that going to work out?
It'll be a good fight. It'll be both their styles meshed where it's going to be exciting. You can even see a rematch out of that fight if the first fight goes well. So you can, see a good little series of fights there. And fighting's starting to come back a little bit. They're starting to have the fight of the month, something like that on Channel 4 or something like that. So I've seen some decent fights coming up in the lighter weights. So it's starting to get back up there again.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, that's a good thing that stuff like that's happening. So, but yeah, when Canelo fought Mayweather, I thought Mayweather did a really good job in that, actually. Yeah. I mean, that Canelo did a really good job in that. Mm-hmm. He actually was able to move with him a little bit. So, I don't know. We'll see. I'd like to see how that's going to go. But, but I don't know. I guess the August 26th one will be a precursor to that one. So
yeah, that'll be interesting.
But, I'm trying to think what else is going on out there in the world of
we got baseball is hitting its summer stride.
Yep.
You'll see football is starting to get into their training camps and OTAs and all that going on. Yep.
So, your Angels ended up winning last night in a 12 innings?
12 innings against the Yankees. Yeah, they've had some solid wins lately. Minus Mike Trout, he has some solid wins, but that's good having a good farm system. You get somebody, Eric Young Jr. comes up and fills in and does his, waits his turn and gets his turn, does his job, and and he's been playing really well.
Yeah, it's Dodgers playing well.
They're looking good.
They're actually coming on probably right now at 4 o'clock, 4:10 or something. I think they're coming on. Mm-hmm. Second game against Cleveland. Yep. They although Cleveland has a really good pitcher going today, I think. So one of their stars. So it'll be tough hitting. Yasiel Puig, did you see what he did yesterday?
Yeah, it's after the home run.
After the home run, I guess when he was at bat, these people behind home plate or something like that were saying some things, and after he rounded the bases, came by and gave him a double bird.
Yeah,
and he got a 1-game suspension, but he's appealing it, and so he's still in the game tonight. But then that suspension will probably get upheld. The thing is, though, I heard that they might have been saying some racial stuff, just like the problem they had with I forget who it was, the player in Boston happened recently. We talked about it on the podcast too.
It was a guy in the outfield, and they were really heckling him.
Yeah, so I think it's a similar thing like that to where, but he didn't react the way Puig did. But yeah, Puig still reacted.
I think those fans eventually got removed from the game. I think.
Yeah, they got banned. They got banned from the stadium for life.
Yeah, which should happen because I mean, it's one thing you pay for your tickets and you root for your team and you get a little boisterous, but when it gets to harassment, that's just out of place.
I don't. How do you ban somebody from a stadium for life? By the way, because I've never shown ID when I buy a ticket, or
that'd be hard.
Or when I go into a stadium. So unless they have your
picture up there,
like at every entrance, don't let this person in.
Like at the store, don't take a check.
Don't take a bad check, guys. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's a weird. It's a weird one. Yeah. But I don't know. It's but Puig's still young. He's got to still kind of take a lot of that stuff on his sleeve and just kind of move on from there and do what he can. But I don't know. He's still a great player, but
yeah.
I don't know. We were talking the other night about the home run derby coming up and stuff, the All-Star game, and it could be interesting to see who's going to be in it.
Oh, Stanton and Judge.
That would be an amazing.
I'd pay to see those two just hit bombs all day.
Yeah, definitely. Those guys are two large individuals that can just really hit the ball well. So they.
And Judge also is hitting for average too.
Yeah.
Usually you see a lot of big guys with a lot of strikeouts, but he's hitting like 350 or something like that.
Yeah, he's hitting for average, hitting for power. It's not the fleetest of foot individuals out there, but yeah, he's not going to win any stolen bases awards, but so right now it's kind of a lull time, man. Hockey ended, basketball ended. Now I have the boys of summer now to keep us through until football starts up again.
Yep.
So there's some other stuff going on. There's some Tour de France will come up here in the next month.
There's World Champion of Track and Field Championships coming up.
Yeah,
qualifying, and then that's going to be coming up later on.
The America's Cup, which is sailing race, is going on right now down in Bermuda, which I think it starts Saturday is the final in that. It'll be the New Zealanders against the U.S. defending. So every 4 years, these guys go out and race sailboats. It's the oldest trophy that people still continue for. I mean, this thing's like 160 years old or something like that they've been sailing for this thing. It's literally one of the oldest sports around. So, but it's basically just used to be a bunch of rich guys in their boats and going out and seeing whose dick is bigger than whose in a way. But these things now are they're like Formula One cars out there now. I mean, they're insane.
Things move.
These catamarans, they foil up on them and stuff. It's fast. So it makes it interesting now because they're actually close to shore. It used to be hours and hours and hours, and they used to change the course on them, and it used to be a lot of bullshit politics with it, and if one team was really far behind, then they would change the course because that team was like closer up, and if the home team was the one that was farther behind, then all of a sudden the course changed in their favor, and then so there was some weird stuff going on back in the day. Now these things are they're just sports cars out there, just drag racing basically. So it's interesting. I like it. My dad grew up sailing and stuff like that, and we had a sailboat for a little while, and I enjoy it. So I know kind of everything all the terminology and stuff like that I'm familiar with. So it makes it interesting.
Golf is the British Open.
U.S. Open.
U.S. Open.
U.S. Open starts tomorrow. Yeah, they're in Michigan. Erin Hills.
Okay.
And a lot of top guys are going to be there, except there may be one guy missing, and that's Phil Mickelson. It's actually kind of a neat story, I think, that he's finished, 6 times, I think, in second place in the U.S. Open. He's never won it, so there's a big story there already. But his caddy and his team and stuff are already there, but his daughter graduates tomorrow, I guess, or tonight or something like that in, I think, Arizona or San Diego or something like that. Her high school graduation. She's a valedictorian. She's a keynote speaker.
Oh, wow.
She's the head of a lot of sports teams and stuff like that. She's going to go to Brown University. Like she's a 4.0 or better GPA. Like she's a really bright, really smart girl. She's graduating high school, and he wants to be there for the graduation ceremony, I guess. And
I applaud that.
And the only way I guess he's going to be able to make it is if there's a weather delay tomorrow, and for the U.S. Open, then he can make it. If there's not a weather delay, then he's going to miss Thursday, and he will miss the U.S. Open. So it's kind of a bummer that he misses it, but he's doing it for a great reason.
Oh, yeah.
So, like I said, his caddy and everything is already there. His caddy's already, read the greens and walked the course and things like that. So, he knows when he gets there, the guy that he relies on has already seen it and been there. But there is a chance that he can make it, but it's a slim chance, I guess.
Yeah.
And maybe it's tonight. Maybe graduation's tonight, and if he gets out of there in time, then he takes like a red-eye flight or whatever. He's going to fly private, obviously. He probably owns his own plane.
Yeah.
But still, by the time it's over with, can he make it and get enough rest to make a tee time first thing in the morning or whatever it is? So, but, more power to him.
Oh, yeah.
But it's also one less chance that he has to win a U.S. Open because he's, 44 years old or something like that right now, I think, 45. So, but yeah, good for him to actually do that. So, but the field is stacked. It's U.S. Open. It's always good. The fairways actually are really wide at this course, but just off the fairway, they have thick fescue grass, which is basically just thick weeds.
Oh, wow.
And they were up to 3 and 4 feet high. There were pictures on Tuesday from social media guys, golfers, posting them like coming out of the woods, like laying on the ground, and like you couldn't even see them.
Good to see them.
So it'll be interesting if those guys go in that. There's going to be a lot of lost balls, I think, this year.
Oh, yeah.
Because the ball goes into that stuff, and you just can't find it. And if you can find it, it's going to be nearly impossible to hit out of it. So they did cut some of it down the other day. I guess they had a lot of rain earlier in the week, and they cut some more down. But it'll be interesting. But it looks like it's going to be a really tough course. And, I'm definitely looking forward to some U.S. Open golf action.
Yeah, I'll watch some of that this weekend for sure.
But, yeah, there's concerts coming up still, I guess. Brandon's not here to fill us in on all the things. I did see there's a band called Adrenaline Mob. They're like a metal band. They're going to be playing at the Slide Bar over there in Fullerton, I think, next month. It might be July 5th or July 8th or something like that, I think I saw. I don't really remember. But I might go down and check them out.
Cool.
And then, so any more, so we usually do like restaurant reviews and things like that. Have you been anywhere you want to talk about lately?
With a nice little spot. It's called the Taps Fish House.
Okay, yeah,
and
yeah.
I like that spot over. There's one over in Dos Lagos in Corona.
Corona, yeah.
Yeah, really. Can be a little pricey, but but they have their happy hours and stuff like that. But really good quality food, good drinks, good service. It's a nice atmosphere.
Yeah, the one in Brea. My father and I have always gone for Thanksgiving the last like 3 or 4 years in a row. They do a Thanksgiving brunch. It's phenomenal. I mean, it's probably $50 a person or something like that, but it's definitely worth it. They tell you basically you're gonna be here for like 2 hours. Basically, they say if you're not here for 2 hours, you're not really enjoying everything there is to have there.
Yeah,
but yeah, Taps is really good. Good, they brew their own beer. Really good food. It's steak and seafood.
Yeah,
and it's really good. I like Taps. I've never actually been to the one there in Corona.
Pretty nice.
I've only been to the one in Brea. Yeah, I can't say that I've been to. Can't think of any restaurants I've been to lately, but there is a bar that I've been going to with our friend Kevin. That we went and watched the Kentucky Derby at. We went and watched the Preakness, and then we went and watched the Belmont at. And that's a place down in, I guess it's Newport or Costa Mesa. I don't know exactly what where the borderline is there, but it's called Turner's Pub 33.
Okay,
and it's a little bikini bar kind of thing. They had 3 or 4 pool tables. They got a little shuffleboard. I think they have some darts. They have a couple of the golf golden tee things in there.
Nice.
They have a full bar, not just beer. It's a full bar, and they have a taco lady that comes in. That her tacos are phenomenal. I mean, I went down this last time. I was like, hey, we're going there. I mean, the girl that we know that normally works Saturdays is actually in Ukraine right now visiting family.
Oh wow!
And so we weren't going to go down, and I said, no, I want them tacos. I was craving them. They're really good. That lady makes really, really good tacos. And she has like the fresh habanero hot sauce that's really, really hot, but it's really, really flavorful. And she always warns me, like, when I get it, she's like, no, it's very hot, very hot. And I'm like, nah, it's me. It's all right. Like, I'm going to gobble this up.
Nice.
I keep coming back for more. So now she knows, like, not to tell me anymore. She recognizes me.
That's
cool.
And
I guess they have another guy there that comes like during the week or Sundays or something. He does like a barbecue pork kind of thing too, or pulled pork or barbecue something as well.
Nice.
So they get some food down there. It's pretty good, and little patio, and
let's check it out.
Kind of a cool spot. So, and it's real close to the beach. It's right there on Newport Boulevard.
Oh, okay.
Right by Hoag Hospital. Before you get to PCH, in between like 17th and PCH there. So I think it's 17 or up there, Triangle Square or whatever that is. Yeah, it's 17th Street. It's in between 17th Street and PCH.
I'm familiar with that area. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a good little spot. So Turner's Pub 33 is what it's called.
33.
And like I said, it's kind of cool and enjoyable. I've never met and it's always been friendly people and stuff in there. Mm-hmm. Like old timers are all regulars and stuff during the daytime and stuff, and
nice.
A lot of TVs, and it's a cool spot. So definitely, if you're down in that area, go check that place out.
Awesome.
But yeah, I wish I had that concert list in front of me. I don't have it, but I know what Tool's playing coming up in a week or so. Korn is playing also coming up. I think Def Leppard's playing tonight at Ontario Convention Center there or something like that, I think. Mm-hmm. And then, or maybe tomorrow night. Also, we have tomorrow night a friend of ours. It's going to be her last day at the bar we mentioned before on the show. We promoted them, the Syndicate Bar. Mm-hmm. It's going to be her last day there tomorrow. And then I guess their manager, it's going to be her last day on the 24th of this month or something like that. But still go in there. It's still a good spot.
Oh, yeah.
There's other staff there that are cool. So, yeah, I'm going to miss seeing them there. But I will still go there because they still make good drinks, and it's a cool little atmosphere. Mm-hmm. And then... yeah, we on this last Saturday, we all hung out for my friend of mine's. He became a citizen, and we went and had a good barbecue America citizenship party, and just had some hot tub, beer pong, dancing, music, food stuff over there with a bunch of my normal friends that I hang out with. But you got to meet a couple of them.
Yeah, that was
a
good
first time. So
it was a real good time.
Yeah, it's a fun place over there. So congratulations to them. But yeah, this we got 4th of July coming up. You got any plans for that?
Nothing set yet. Maybe hopefully can catch a ball game or something. I haven't been a game this year yet for baseball, so maybe catch an Angel game or something. Hopefully. Yeah,
I don't know what I'm doing this year for 4th of July. It's kind of been weird. 4th of July used to be one of my favorite holidays, and always planning barbecues and doing things like that. But my mom actually, it'll be 7 years that she passed away, and she died on the 3rd of July. So ever since then, it's kind of like, do I really want to go out and do something, or do I want to kind of just stay and hang out with my dad and make some dinner around here or something like that?
Yeah.
But, yeah, last year I don't think I really did it. I think I went and took pictures, actually, on 4th of July. I did a lot of, long exposure photography of fireworks and stuff over the Chino Valley, actually.
I think I had to work. I got stuck working.
Yeah.
Of course, people called off, so I think I did a double shift. So I didn't have much.
But, yeah, I don't know. I know there's some good fireworks shows and stuff like that around. I always used to light my own off instead of going to a show. But I don't know, maybe it'll be down on the beach or something this year. I haven't been to the beach on 4th of July in a while. So
actually, Diamond Bar High School has a great fireworks show.
Diamond Bar has a good one.
Been on that a couple years ago.
There's a good one out in there's a really good one down in Tustin, actually, I used to go to all the time. But there's another really good one up in what's the college up in Claremont, or not Claremont?
Chaffee.
Yeah.
Chaffee College, yeah.
Is it Chaffee that's the one out there?
Yeah, Chaffee's like a borderline Ontario upland.
Yeah, the one that's up by the 15 or the 215 even.
Yeah, that's Chaffee. Yeah.
Yeah, they do a good fireworks show out there somewhere too. I don't know if it's at the college or at a high school nearby there, but I know they do a really good big show out there. I went out there one time years ago, and sat in some people's front lawn, and they were above the college, and so the fireworks kind of out in front of you. It was really cool.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, so I don't know. I know Chino you can have fireworks, but Chino Hills here we can't, so it's kind of a bummer.
Yeah,
we celebrate our Independence Day, and they take away the ability to light off safe and sane fireworks. Now, granted, we do live in the hills where it's all dry brush in California, so it's not safe, but anyway. But, yeah, it's kind of a short and quick podcast today. Couldn't really have the full staff on. I think Brandon's also missing next week, so we'll looking at bringing in somebody in. But, yeah, it's looking forward to a good summer. The weather's changing. My pool's clean, so... once again, thanks Havoc Pools.
There you go.
And for the knowledge that you have given me when I asked you a question or two about it. But, yeah, so once again, Havoc Pools, based in Corona. All your pool supply and cleaning, pump needs, anything you need, just contact them. And that's pretty much it, man. So it's a pleasure having you on. Hopefully we did a quick, down and dirty one today.
Awesome.
We'll be right at about 40 minutes here in a couple of seconds, and we'll call it good, man. So thanks for coming in, man.
Always. We're out of here.
Hardheaded Productions Podcast, episode 19 this was. Thank you.
Check it out.